Hi, everybody. The ads are being really annoying, but I already asked you guys to wait a half an hour, so we're just gonna let them be annoying, I guess. We'll let them be annoying today as a treat. Happy Sunday, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Sunday Morning Dooger. Oh my God, I called it Sunday Afternoon Dooger. I'm on autopilot. Morning, it's still morning for 20 more minutes. There, I've updated it. Hi, gang. Cheers. I have a coffee. I had to mess with the lighting so much to not look like I was being plucked from the sky because the light is so freaking bright today. What are you gonna do? Hi. I also just was scrolling while I was waiting for the ads to end and stumbled onto normally if I see that something is AI, I just refuse to watch it because it pisses me off. But the AI in this was so insanely bad that I just kept watching it. And it was somebody made a video called Sonic is Egg. Somebody made a video with AI called Sonic is Egg. And it's every single scene in it is so weird. It's so weird. It's like clearly somebody was like, a man walks into an arcade. And so the video is a guy like full spread fingers going through cobwebs and like pushing them open to walk into a weird arcade. And then it shows him like at a claw machine and there's an egg in there that's fuzzy, a fuzzy blue egg. And the guy like goes to use the claw machine and like this AI hand comes in, grabs it and goes it's so fucking funny. It was so funny, dude. And then Sonic grows up, right? So there's a scene of him like running on a treadmill and there's electricity everywhere. And then there's a scene where he's levitating books. Bro, I didn't even watch the whole thing, but I was like, this is the funniest shit I've seen in a really long time. Bring back AI that's obviously really bad, you know? Like, I find that charming now, now that we have AI that's so desperately trying to look real. He can really move, and he's got an attitude. And he's the fastest thing alive. So he grows up. For some reason that made me laugh out loud. Yeah, he's an egg. He's a blue fuzzy egg. And then he's Sonic suddenly. Amazing. Anyways, so that's what I watched before I got here. And I didn't even want to. They got me. Anywho, it's the end of half-term break. My kid woke up this morning and was like, I want an English breakfast. And I said, you got it, baby. It's the last day of your break. Let's go, for sure. So we went and got breakfast, and I could tell the second that we started eating, and I looked at the clock, I was like, I am probably not going to get back in time. I'm probably going to be just a few minutes late, and that's okay. We'll roll with it. Yeah, it's rare. My kid is a full-on homebody. She normally doesn't really want to leave. So for her to wake up and be like, for some reason, I really want an English breakfast. And I was like, should we go to, we call it the Popsicle Diner. Should we go to the Popsicle Diner? And she was like, oh, we should go to the Popsicle Diner. I was like, wait, really? Do you really want to go to the Popsicle Diner? Because that would be amazing. I would love to go to the Popsicle Diner. Sam was like, I'm going to make you a coffee. I was like, don't bother. Clark and I were going to go to the popsicle diner. He was like, oh, fuck me, I guess. Because for those of you who don't know, Sam works through the night and then goes to bed as we're waking up. So sometimes he'll make me a coffee, but I intercepted him. Andy Score, thank you so much for all the gifted subs. Welcome to the Cat Gang, guys. Make sure you thank Andy if you were gifted a sub just now. Yeah, they have popsicles there for some reason. And every time my kid finishes food, the guy, it's like a cute Turkish family that owns it. And the guy that runs it most of the time, he's pretty much always there. He's always like, would she like a popsicle? And she goes, no, but she just likes that they offer it. So we call it the popsicle diner. Yeah, it's very cute. It's next to where I used to oh my God. I might have to go on another can I figure out how to fix this adventure, but we'll get there in a second. A while back, we had a combination washer dryer that would break all the fucking time. And so I found a laundromat that was like 25 minutes away, unfortunately. A laundromat that was like 25 minutes away that would let me drop off laundry, because a lot of times we like carving out the time to just sit at the laundromat and do all of our laundry seemed really daunting. So I was like, if there's a place that I could just go drop off all my laundry and then pick it up later in the week, that would be amazing. So I did that for a while. And the popsicle diner is right next to it. So eventually we got into a rhythm where Clark and I would go to the laundromat, do our laundry instead of drop it off, do our laundry. And while the laundry was washing, no, we'd wait for it to finish washing and then we put it in the dryer. And while it was in the dryer, we'd have breakfast at the popsicle diner. But anyways, yeah, so that's why we started going there. But we don't go there all the time because it's 25 minutes away. English breakfasts do include hash browns most of the time. Yeah. It's like egg, bacon, sometimes sausage, sometimes black pudding, steamed tomato, mushrooms, toast. Those are like the common things. People mix and match. So like I don't get black pudding. I have no desire, but I love mushrooms. Sam hates mushrooms but loves blood pudding, you know. Beans, of course, beans as well. I always get them on the side because they get on everything and it pisses me off. They make everything taste better. You and Sam agree, clearly. Sam literally just pours beans on all of his food. Insane. I get beans and the tomato on the side, which is now also what Clark does. Not beans. She doesn't like the beans, but she does like the tomato. But we both hate that the second you cut open the tomato, the juice from the tomato gets all over the plate. So, yeah. I like the beans. I don't mind the beans, but I want to choose what things the beans are touching, you know? Yeah, we get a bean bowl. Exactly. I get a little bowl for my beans. And if I forget to ask for that, then the second the plate gets to me, I pick up my hash browns and I put them somewhere else. Typically, if you order a coffee, it comes on a saucer. So I'll just take the coffee off of the saucer and I'll use the saucer as like I need to protect these things from the juice. So my hash browns immediately hash browns onto the saucer to save them. I love beans, but I do not want soggy hash browns. Exactly. The beans and the eggs together, I don't give a shit. They're both runny weird bitches, aren't they? I don't care. Sure. Have a party. Don't touch my hash browns though. I don't want the hash browns touching any of that. Anyways, I do think there's more variety to an English breakfast than an American, like a standard American breakfast. Standard American breakfast is literally like eggs, whatever style, hash browns, but the hash browns are different, right? They're not like patties, you know, it's like a whole thing. Hash browns, toast, a small sausage, and bacon, streaky bacon. And that's pretty much every classic breakfast. You can add pancakes if you want, if you're crazy like Sam is. Yeah. This is why the rest of the world makes fun of us. Not because of anything else. Everything else is totally fine. But the way we eat is crazy. Why would we have to be crazy to eat pancakes? It's not the fact that you're eating the pancakes. I don't know why I'm speaking to you specifically. It's not the fact that we eat the pancakes. It's the fact that we eat the pancakes along with an entire breakfast. An entire breakfast that should be plenty. But then they're like, would you like to also add 2 pancakes on the side? Do you want a waffle the size of your head along with your entire breakfast? Crazy. I know. And a bunch of you are saying yes. And I know a bunch of people who also say yes. It's the portion sizes. Yeah, that is part of the problem. But I've always been most diners in America will have what's called a 2-egg breakfast. And it'll be like 2 eggs any style, hash browns, and toast. And then if you want more stuff, you can ask for it. But like that's kind of like the small, simple breakfast. I will pretty much always get the 2-egg breakfast when I go to a diner that I've never been before. Yeah, that's true. A lot of times they'll say, or you can get like a sausage link or a piece of bacon. What if I need to raise like 2 barns? Bro, if you're doing that kind of manual labor, eat whatever you want. Eat whatever you want anyway, but like clearly fuel is needed. Yeah, Sam loves that we have chickens because the number of times that he gets up and is like, or is heading to bed and thinks, I'm kind of hungry. It just like makes an egg. What if I'm dismantling a barn? That's between you and Barn Jesus. I'm not nitpicking what you're doing with barns in your own home. Michael, thank you for the 135 months, buddy. Happy Sunday. It's not my barn. I've said too much. Interesting. Barn shaming on a Sunday. Sundays are wild. Ugh. That's true. I am streaming from a barn. That's true. So some of you might know from when we've talked about musicals that my favorite musical in the whole wide world is The Mystery of Edwin Drood, which is an unfinished Charles Dickens novel that was a murder mystery, and he died before finishing the book, so never revealed any of the secrets in the book. So the musical is a choose your own adventure musical. So the first half of the musical up to intermission is the actual book. And then from then on, based on how the audience votes, the rest of it is just whatever the audience wants. So whoever they vote for as the villain, whoever they vote for as the secret lovers, who is the detective, all of these things. So I love that musical so much. I think the music is so good. The concept is really, really fun. I was singing one of the songs the other day because Clark learned the word "hey penny," and I was like, "Oh, there's a song from a musical that I was in when I was younger that starts hey penny, wumpany, tuppeny, threepenny," and she asked me to sing it. So I sang it, and it's really fast, and she's become obsessed with it and is now playing it on repeat, trying to memorize it. It's been crazy because it's so fast and so ridiculous. Everyone learns every role. Yes. So if you're one of the main characters who could be the villain, you have your own villain song. If you are one of the characters that could be a lover, you have your own lover song with the other person, right? So it skews on the same song, but the words are different and the tune is slightly different depending on the characters. It's nuts. So the people who were the main cast had to learn so many different versions of every song. It's really cool. Yeah, new kid obsession. Yeah. Well, she was like, maybe I could perform this someday. Like maybe when my school has like a talent show or something, maybe I could perform this if I memorize it well enough. And I was like, sure, you totally could. Keep in mind the song is meant to be between two people, but she was like, that's fine, I'll learn both parts. It's like, okay. Hi, Super Bread. Thank you. But the song is it's like, it's between the narrator of the show and the villain, because there's like a fourth wall break moment where the villain breaks character to talk to the narrator as the actor. Okay. So the narrator has entered a few scenes as random characters, and then there's Jasper, the villain, who is also occasionally playing the actor who's playing Jasper. So they have a whole song where they're like, man, it's kind of hard to keep all this shit straight. That's the vibe of the song. So the idea of singing it by yourself is really funny to me. Yeah. I tried to really like beast mode mom. We don't do a lot of play dates. And I was like, they're getting older now. It's easier to like handle her and her friends because they're much more independent now, you know? So I was like, I'm gonna try to set up a bunch of play dates over half term. And I did. And I'm exhausted. was right. It was easier. It was easier. The whole thing was easier. But I am exhausted. It's really lovely to be a parent where when your kid's friend comes over, they want to incorporate you into the games that they're playing. I think that's really sweet. That like says to me, oh, you know, not only my kid, but also her friend trusts me enough and like wants me around, or like thinks that it's fun to have me play with them. Like, that's really sweet, you know. But man, I'm exhausted. I'm so tired. I'm so tired, dude. Yeah, I was like, guys, do whatever you'd like. Go play. We set up a bunch of like crafts, right? And I was like, do some crafts. I have to write a couple emails and do some tax stuff, you know. So go for it, hang out, have fun. 15 minutes go by and they're like, we want to play hide and seek. I was like, awesome. Play hide and seek. They were like, no. We want to hide and you have to seek. I was like, okay, give me 5 minutes and then I'll play hide and seek with you. And this kid set a timer. And the second the timer went off, ran in and was like, it's time. You have to seek now. 5 minutes are up. I was like, Jesus Christ. Okay. So we played hide and seek for a while. And I was like, okay, now I have to do some more work. So you guys chill. They played for a little bit longer. And when I told them, hey, we've got to take your friend back in like 10 minutes. We'll need to be in the car. They were like, with our last 10 minutes, can we play more hide and seek? I was like, this is, yes, sure. It's very sweet. It's sweet. I'm so glad that they have so much fun playing with me, but also I'm so tired. How long did you count to? We always count to 20. It's always 20. When she was really little, I would count to 20. And if she wasn't ready, she would just leave her hiding space to be like, count longer. I'd be like, honey, now you're starting over. You're starting over completely. Yeah, oddly enough, considering how much bigger I am than them, they had a really hard time finding me. Because it was either me finding both of them or both of them looking for me. And they had a really hard time finding me. Can you give me the lore on the coffee company you made? Sure. So I used to have a daily vlog called Coffee Time. So it wasn't streamed. It was just like a 10-minute video that I would 5 to 10 minutes that I would put out every single day. And so I was very, very associated with coffee for a very, very long time. I did this show for years, and a really close friend of mine went to work as chief financial officer at a coffee company based in Florida. And they were like, we really want to figure out how to drive online sales. But we're having no luck with that. And he was like, I used to work with YouTubers. I know somebody who's very associated with coffee. It might be interesting to start a completely separate coffee line that's operated here that is under their name and see how that goes. So we made Dodger Coffee Co. with them. And eventually he left the company, and they, if I'm to understand how this worked, they owed him quite a bit from, he had like helped them with some financial problems, as was his job, but like at personal cost to him. So he said, we can wipe the slate clean if you let me take Dodger Coffee. So I'm going to leave the company. I would like to take Dodger Coffee with me and be independent with it and then build my own thing with it. And they said, sure, sounds good. So Dodger Coffee relocated to Nebraska. It is now part of, it was called Akira Coffee for a while because it was exclusively coffee brands. We did Top of the Morning Coffee, which is Jacksepticeye's coffee. We did the Smosh Coffee, a few other ones. I became a partial owner of like the umbrella company that had all of these different coffee brands, and then expanded into other stuff. And because he and nobody else who owned the company was Japanese, was like, should probably rename this because it feels a bit weird to call ourselves Akira Coffee when none of us are Japanese. So renamed it to Drip. And yeah. And so I have my coffee company is still operated with the same lovely people out of Nebraska. That's also where all of my clothing is now fulfilled. So any like clothing merch and stuff that we do gets made and fulfilled through them. Yeah. It's the most unsearchable coffee company name ever. You don't need to be able to search for Drip. That's just a name for a company that owns everything else. The things that you actually want to search for. Top of the Morning Coffee, Dodger Coffee, all of these other things, right? The umbrella company, nobody needs to know the name of that or needs to find it really or care about it unless they're like directly doing business with the umbrella company, you know? Stopping by to say Bill Roper kicks ass. Bill Roper was such a good guest. I had never met him before. And I could tell during pre-show when I was like setting everything up, he and I were talking so much just during pre-show. And I was like, I think this is going to be a good show. Like you could tell he just like, he's another yapper. I was like, I love when we have yappers on. I love it. Yeah, he was great. And was so willing to like chat with us about whatever. I loved. Sometimes, sorry. Sometimes when we have like a really game focused person, like somebody in the industry on the show, when we try to sort of like transition into you know, like what's everybody been playing or what's everybody been doing this week, sometimes it becomes a bit more imbalanced. And it felt like that didn't really happen with Bill, which was really nice. Ugh, this is so itchy. I love when someone, even with legendary status, is just a guy. yeah, for real. He was like, oh, where in England are you? And I told him, and he was like, oh man, I was living in this area for like 2 years. I was like, oh, you were there for 2 years. He was like, yeah. And then I moved here, and then I moved here, and now I'm living here, and we might be moving here. I was like, Jesus. Yeah, well, and any of you who might remember the Felicia Day co-optional podcast episode, he said Bill Roper was like felt in terms of like stardom, like somebody that he like really admires, felt like on the same level, basically, you know. Did something just fall in the background? I don't know. Did it? I have no idea. No, Jesse's the one who knew Bill, which they talk about on the actual podcast. Jesse's the one who knows Bill and has interacted with him a few times. I had never met Bill before. I am likewise in a haze of who I am from scene to scene. What's more, we two, we four, I mean, are in a bind. She's singing it constantly. So it's all that I can sing. I'm curious who's the most famous person Dodgers ever hung out with. I'm not sure. I got kind of, I'm not gonna say who it is because I don't want to invite that, but I got sort of, when I first moved to Hollywood, I met a couple of like deep Hollywood people, and got sort of absorbed into this little friend group for a hot minute. But one of the guys in that group really skeeved me out, and I was like, I don't really think that I want to be spending time with these people, if like none of them are getting the same vibe as I am. And so I stopped hanging out with them, and it was like a year later that he got very, very publicly canceled, if you want to use that word. So I was like, trusted my instincts. I'm really glad I did. I did hang out with Ashley Johnson. Oh my gosh, Ashley was lovely. Where's the top from? A charity shop. Let's see. Joe Brown's. Looks like. Yeah, Ashley's great. I hung out with her before Critical Role started, so but she had done oh my gosh, what's the name of the game? What's the name of the game that she did the voice of Ellie for? Last of Us. Thank you, Jesus Christ. She had done the voice acting in Last of Us at that point. So she was, she was doing fine. The problem is I have a very bad memory for names. So there are people that I've met, but I couldn't tell you their names. I don't think. I can't remember. I can't remember what their names are. The problem with names is there's so many of them. That's what I'm saying. I remember I awkwardly hugged Matt Mercer at a con once. I panicked. I'm sure he didn't mind. Matt is so lovely. Speaking of lovely people, Matt is only ever a sweetheart to anybody. I've never seen him be snippy or short with anyone. We can remember Threepennies, but we can't do names. Exactly. You want me to recite a song that I learned for a musical 15 years ago, word for word? I will. but I will not remember your name. Love brains. I love them. I met this nerd called Dodger a few times. Is there anything you wanted to do for Friend Zone that you never got a chance to? No. Friend Zone became like a much bigger thing than I expected it to, so it kind of went beyond my expectations. But when they started shutting everything down and stopping like all of the productions, I really wanted to continue doing Friend Zone, but like on either on my channel or streaming it. And I talked about doing that for years, and it just never, it's so hard to get people together consistently, you know? Yakko's world map, I got you. The name of the people I met 5 minutes ago? No. Yeah. Song memory is stored differently. That's brains. We were just talking about Towerfall the other day and how I missed that game and I loved it. Yeah, brains are weird, man. I betrayed you. I'm so sorry. I was told explicitly to watch season 1 of Peacemaker and then watch Superman and then watch season 2 of Peacemaker. And we finished season 1 of Peacemaker and I still felt pretty awake, but not awake enough for a movie. So I said, let's just watch the first episode of season 2 of Peacemaker. And very quickly I was like, I see why everybody told me to watch Superman first. So I'm stopping and I'm going to watch Superman and then come back to Peacemaker. I'm going to follow your advice, but I did betray you a little bit. Sorry. You watched it out of order. I know. But to be fair, if y'all hadn't told me that there was an order technically timeline wise in which you should watch it, I wouldn't have known anyway. So I've already watched the Suicide Squad movies. I don't need to do that. What's the order? Technically, Peacemaker season 1 happens before the Superman movie. Then the Superman movie happens, and then Peacemaker season 2 happens. Technically, like in universe, that's the like timeline order that you should be watching them in. So that's what chat told me to do. Because I was like, I've seen Suicide Squad. I still haven't watched the Superman movie, and I haven't watched Peacemaker. And everyone was like, well, watch Peacemaker season 1 first, and then Superman, and then Peacemaker season 2. You forgot Creature Commandos, which takes place after Peacemaker and before Superman. I don't even know what that is, and it doesn't exist for me. I'm not adding another thing. I can't. I'll never watch it all. Peacemaker is the John Cena one, yeah. And I said this last time we talked about Peacemaker. I said this, but like I'm so surprised what a good actor John Cena is. Like whatever is needed from him in the scene in that moment, because the show is like a really strange tightrope of like crass, weird humor and really emotional drama. Like it's constantly like in this weird in between space. And yeah, whatever he needs to be doing in that scene, he nails it. It's wild. It's really crazy. Like I'm remembering when Dwayne The Rock Johnson, when The Rock started acting, and everyone was like, "Dang, for a wrestler, The Rock's a pretty good actor." And I have now swung to the side of like The Rock's fine, but like John Cena's like a good actor. Like he's doing really good, man. I would say, yeah, The Rock is fine in a comedy. Like I enjoy him in a comedy. In an action movie, sure, whatever. But like, I don't know. Dave Bautista is also great. There's a weird, I don't feel like this is well, maybe it is. I'll be really vague. There's a moment on the last episode of Peacemaker. There's a moment where there's like silhouettes um that are supposed to imply like other DC heroes. I won't tell you the context for it, but like there's silhouettes that are supposed to imply other DC heroes. And then when they started season 2, they did a flashback to that scene, but the silhouettes were completely different. Like silhouettes implying completely different heroes. And I was like, what? It's a hard retcon. That's so funny. It's because Peacemaker season 1 was technically Snyderverse. Oh, I see. And now everything is in James Gunn's big hands. Yeah. No longer the Snyderverse, now the Gunverse. His gun hands. Mm-hmm. Ah. I still want to read the comics though. The new comics are apparently all great. The new DC stuff. In his gun hands, I'd read that manga. How far are you into Peacemaker? I was saying we watched the first episode of season 2, and then I went, I should watch Superman first. Because that's what I was told to do, and I ignored it. Because everybody kept telling me that Peacemaker season 1 was good, but Peacemaker season 2 is really good. And we really enjoyed Peacemaker season 1. So I was like, I'm kind of chomping at the bit to get to season 2. And I'm still awake. So let's let's watch the first episode of season 2. And then they were immediately referencing, like, you know, that thing Lex Luthor did? And I was like, fuck. God damn it. Fine. I read some Absolute Wonder Woman, and now I'm afraid to read anything with regular Wonder Woman. I think I'll like her less. Interesting. Yeah, I've heard really good things about Absolute Wonder Woman, Absolute Batman. They're apparently both great. So those are the only two that I'm willing to like. I love Batman. I love specifically the Robins. I don't know why. But I love Batman. I love the Bat family. So I'll definitely read Batman. I've always been really ambivalent about Wonder Woman, but I keep hearing great things about the new Wonder Woman comics. So I'm like, fine. I'll do Batman, I'll do Wonder Woman. And see how I feel, you know? Is it the butts? Is what the butts? The Robin butts? No. No. Nightwing's butt is iconic, but that's Nightwing. He's become Nightwing at that point. Stop talking to me. Don't talk to me until my thingy has shown up. Thank you very much. Yeah. First thing I hear entering the stream is Nightwing's butt, because I said that I really love the Robins. And somebody had to turn it into a butt thing. No. Thank you. Cupcake said, no, Dodger just loves the single dad wrangling a bunch of gremlins. Yes, that's what I love. And as we all know, I love a tiny bitchy man. And Bruce Wayne's son, who is the most recent Robin, Damian, is that. He's a little bitch. I love him so much. He has so many problems. Yeah. They did the whole Super Sons line, and now like they did this whole storyline with well, is he Superman now? Oh my gosh, I don't know the supers as well. I'm trying to remember what he's even called now. Clark's kid, did he take over as like actual Superman? I know, it's so hard. This is what I'm saying. This is why I'm like, I can't read all of them. I have to just choose one. I have to just choose one or two, you know? Like I'll dip into Wonder Woman, but like the only one that I can imagine myself committing to is Batman. You know? I can't read them all. I can't. Superman does have a kid. Yeah. He's a cutie pie. He has this kid with Lois, and then he has a clone kid. Of course he does. It's not his fault. Lex Luthor made Clone Kid, but Clone Kid's also great. Clone is less of a kid. That's true. They do. They all have superpowers, of course. As a fan of Geekenders, have there been any new biblical plagues this week? No, I don't think so. Our current situation is not like a funny haha sort of thing. We've had 2 sheep that have had really rough times with their pregnancies. So my mother-in-law and my sister-in-law have basically been awake like all night for multiple nights, keeping an eye on the sheep. One of them had a miscarriage, and has been really sick ever since then. So keeping a really close eye on her and lots of TLC. And then the other one is like doing the same thing that the first one was doing. So we've been really worried. So we've had the vet come out a couple of times to check her and make sure she's okay. I know, it's very sad. So that's the situation at the farm right now. It was just not nearly as fun. A bunch of our you know what? Here's one. A bunch of our outlets stopped working. Tight. So sick. We tested them and it was just the front bit just stopped working on multiples of them. The cords, the wires were totally fine, but the actual like system just died on like 3 different outlets in the house. I was like, awesome. So I asked my father-in-law to show me how to swap them without killing myself, because I was like, I have only ever worked with like small engineering sort of systems, right? When it comes to electricity. I was like, I just don't want to electrocute myself. So, had him show me how to change outlets. So I know how to do that now without killing myself. So I started swapping all of those out, which has actually been tight. It's actually great to know how to do that, because you can get outlet covers now that have like USB ports and stuff in them. And all of the outlet covers in our house are ancient. So I was like, oh my gosh, I can get ones that you can plug USB into. I'm so excited. Yeah, there's one that stopped working, and my father-in-law was like, I think we should get a Sparky out to look at that. I don't think that we should mess with that one. And I asked why, and he said it was because it was right next to where the boiler is. And he was like, potentially, because it's like 2 outlets that are technically separate, but they're right next to each other. So he was like, potentially they are connected in some way, and it will be hard for us to know that. So we should probably have somebody look at that one. But the rest of them, I can just do myself. So handy skill to know. It is handy to know. Yeah. My kid at the time, because I just told my father-in-law to come over whenever he was free to show me. And of course, he showed up right as my kid turned the TV on. She was like, I'm going to watch something. I was like, go for it. And then the second that she started watching a thing, my father-in-law came over and I was like, the TV's about to turn off. We're turning all the outlets off, honey. And she was like, Yeah, it does make me want to swap all of them, but they are decently expensive. So I'm kind of like, for now, I'll just swap the ones that make sense to swap. But the house is old enough that most rooms only have one plug in them. So I was like, whatever I can do to make that one plug more useful would be great. Yeah, just one outlet per room. It's so tight. It's so sick. I love it. Yeah, I was thinking about doing that, about getting a guy in and being like, how much would it be to add a second outlet to each room? What do we think about that? Yeah, we got extenders, but like, I don't know. If it's like the one outlet and then you have an extender in each section of the double outlet, that makes me nervous. I'm sure it's fine, but we have so many things in our house that work when they want to. That we've had to sort of prioritize, right? So we finally put in the money and time to get the boiler replaced. And that was a pretty big expense. And honestly, in my mind, if I can just pay $20 for a new outlet cover and swap a few of those out and instead put a bunch of money towards like replacing windows and things, like stuff that really needs to get done, that feels more worth it. It is bandage a little bit, you know? It's not finding the root cause and fixing that yet, but there's just too many things wrong. There's just too many things wrong with this old farmhouse. And one day we're going to look at it and be like, wow, we really fixed this place up. But for now, a bunch of stuff is broken, you know? She lives in a haunted house. Bro, my kid this morning, we have walkie talkies. My kid this morning over the walkie talkie was like, Mommy, what time is it? And I looked at my phone. It's 5:30 in the morning, honey. She was like, okay, I'm going to get up. I was like, all right, go for it. 5 seconds later, Mommy, I can't get up. I think there's a ghost in my room. I was like, because as the adult in the house, any of you who live with a little kid, you know, the second they start saying shit like that they're about to be like, I need you to come into my room and help me. And I was like, I'm so tired and I'm so cold and I know there isn't a ghost in your room. I was like, honey, just put all the lights on, grab your big blankie and go wherever you'd like to go. I don't mind. And she was like, but there's a ghost in my room. And I messaged Sam. I was like, Sam, I'm so tired. I know you're awake. Can you please help Clark with this ghost that's in her room? He doesn't respond. So she messages me again, Mommy, there's a ghost in my room. Could you please help me? And I was like, Jesus Christ. So I got up. I helped her. I got her comfy on the couch, turned on all the lights, snuggled the dog, went back to bed. Sam came up and I was like, you didn't help with the ghost. I can't believe this. And he goes, yeah, honey, because I was in virtual reality. And it turned out he was at a VR birthday, and that's why he couldn't respond. It's like, I was in another world, honey. I couldn't help with the ghost. I'm sorry. He was the ghost. Oh my God. Yeah, this whole conversation is over walkie-talkie. I love the walkie-talkies. I think they're so fun. Yeah. Because again, she's big enough now that I was like, the baby monitor died. I assume you don't want a baby monitor in your room anymore. You're old enough. I assume you want some privacy. She was like, yeah, I don't really want a baby monitor in the room anymore. I said, that's fine. That makes sense. But we need to figure out a way for you to be able to talk to us, because if you wake up and daddy's in his office and I'm like out in the field for some reason or something, like you need a way to be able to contact us to be like, hi, I'm awake. Where are you? You know? Or vice versa, for us to say something to her. Yeah. But it's mostly just been used for, hi, Mommy, what time is it? Can I get up? Can you help me? I think there's a ghost in my room. Sam does have one, yeah. We're all color coded. Sam's is red, of course. Mine is yellow, and Clark's is purple. So everybody got one of their favorite colors. And we have an extra that's blue. The blue one's for the ghost. It's been great during this last week. It's been really great for when I've been streaming while she's in the house, because she's been on half-term break. So when I'm streaming, she's just chilling, unless she like has an activity to go to, right? So it's been really nice for her to be able to be like, hi, Mommy, when are you going to take a break? Or, hi, Mommy, I'm a little bit hungry. Or, you know, whatever. For her to just be able to ask a question and not have to like walk all the way in my office has been really nice. Anyway, walkie-talkies, they're tight. I'm almost out of coffee. Yeah, Mommy, the ghost says he's hungry. Yeah. Then tell him to go somewhere else. We're on a budget over here. Oh my gosh, I'll never forget when I was a kid, I went to a friend's house and they had like a God mic intercom system. So the mom from her office, her voice would just boom through the whole house. She'd be like, honey, can you come up and grab this thing? Or can you and your little friend go to this room? And I was like, it was so alarming. It was wild. Cause like Tiri's house growing up, they had like simple, like old school intercoms, right? Just like, hey guys, come up and eat breakfast, you know, and it would just kind of crackle through another speaker like down in the basement. This was a different level. This was like boom, boom, boom. Hello, please come to the office. You know, like whoa, just everywhere. Crazy. Yeah. Clark and I just yell until the walkie-talkies. Clark and I just yell, and it drives Sam crazy, which is so funny because Sam grew up in a huge family. So sometimes Clark will be like, "Mommy!" And I'll be like, "What?" You know, and we're both theater kids, so we are loud as fuck when we need to be. And Sam's like, "Please." Go somewhere else. I can't. What are you doing? You're so loud. Yeah. I used to feel bad about it, but then I realized that, like, because I don't yell at Clark, I know that if she yells to find me and I yell back, she's not going to interpret that as me being angry about anything. It's just me yelling back, right? If it was my house, I would have been terrified. but you know, it's nice to know that, like, if Clark and I are yelling back and forth, neither of us is going, "Is she mad at me?" Clark! The ads do approach us. No, the animals also don't give a shit if we're yelling because we don't yell at them. Again, intention when yelling, I think, goes a long way. Peach is like, "How come you get to bark loudly?" That's so real. It's so funny when Sam has a migraine and Peach is barking because Sam will just like hold her face and be like, "Peach, I love you so much. I need you to stop." Like just pleading with her, like, "Please. I know you don't understand, but please stop barking. I'm begging you." I know. Poor Peachy. Like, what did I do? It doesn't work. No. The second that he stops touching her, she barks again. Yeah, no thoughts. No thoughts behind those eyes whatsoever. It is annoying when you have a migraine and a dog is barking. It is. Yeah. Yeah, a friend of ours that trains dogs was like, something you can do is when they start barking, give them something to hold on to in their mouth. But she won't take anything. Like, just find like a ball or something that she really likes and give it to her to hold in her mouth. But she won't take it. She would much rather be barking. Like, this is what I was built for. I'm built to bark. She is a yapper. Where does she get it from? The ads. Yeah, is that a form of ASMR? Could I just record my dog barking? Just barking and making general Samoyed noises for like half an hour. I'll call it Yap Sesh. It'll just be barking the whole podcast. Okay, since everyone's in ad jail, let's... You have a migraine, but the dog loves you. 10-hour ASMR. Oh, that's so funny. Okay, let's read the activity feed. We've got Sunforge tonight, if anybody would like to watch that. That's on Joe Fudge's channel. I will not be here Wednesday this week. I will remind on Tuesday. But I won't be here on Wednesday. I'm going out of town for just the day. But otherwise, I think the week is normal. I think. Aomaz, the cat gangster, thank you for the 117. Ori for now for the 54. Andy Score for the gifted subs. Oh, it is demo week, yes. Cupcakes of Chaos, thank you for the 83. Cappy J for the 21. Michael L8 for the 135. Hasmo Bean for the 64. Forecast Gray for the gifted sub, thank you so much. Unicorns Like a Boss for the 78. And Firestorm for the 70. Thanks so much. And speaking of demos, if there's a game that you would like to suggest, we do have the Next Fest forum up in the Discord. Thanks, gang. Let's see who's streaming. Maybe someone new. Let's see. It's odds or evens, heads or tails, high or low, or black or white, or up or down, or left or right, or night or day. Nature seldom ever fails to most obligingly provide an undisclosed opposing side to one's dismay. Get me out of here. Get me out of here. Go say hi to Happy Chef. I will see you guys at Sunforge tonight, or I'll see you tomorrow for the first day of Next Fest. So long!